Hey lovelies, it has been a while since I did a recap. Realistically, I don't know why I thought I could do a weekly recap. I don't know, but I'm back with a life recap or a lovely update, or I don't know what I'm gonna call these yet, but because weekly recap is not yet, because clearly I haven't been here in weeks. But I am gonna still do recaps, just won't be doing them weekly. Because like what I have realized once I went back to work is that creating YouTube videos, whether it's weekly or whatever, is a lot more time consuming and cumbersome when I'm working. Like when I get off work, I just be tired and the lighting don't be great. It's just all the things. So that's one thing. I do have my notes for this week's recap, or this life recap, life update, lovely recap, whatever you want to call it. And so first thing is that we're not doing a weekly, okay? But since I haven't posted, it's been like 3 or so weeks. In that time I returned to work. And if I'm being honest, I was reminded that, which I already knew this, but it was just like a reminder that this is prayerfully going to be, football's on in the other room, prayerfully going to be my last year as an educator, as a college counselor, whatever, in a building. I just, it'll be 10 years in next week, and I think I've served my purpose. I've impacted some kids, I've taught some kids, I've been a college counselor for some kids, and I think it's time for me to move on to doing something else. Whenever I share this, I haven't shared this publicly like this until this year, like on socials. I posted on threads and stuff like that, and I haven't really, I felt this way for some time, but I've never really shared it like publicly. But I am doing so this year because I want it to be known, and I feel like maybe it will help me to make sure that I actually exit if I am sharing it with others, and somebody might have a job for me. So hit me up if you do. But people often, now that I've been sharing it publicly, that I really want to like transition out of education in terms of a school building. I would work in like ed tech or education consulting. Like I would do something education related, but I just don't want to work in a school anymore. And whenever I share that, people say, well, what are you going to do next? I really don't know. I had my resume rewritten, honestly, multiple times over the years, and I've had a couple of job interviews that didn't pan out and things like that. The job market is really challenging these days. To like go on LinkedIn, you will see how challenging people are finding it to find jobs. These are people without jobs, so thankfully I do have a job, but I don't know what I'm going to do next. But I am trusting that God is going to like lead me somewhere. I know that at this point in my life, I no longer want to work so hard to make like decent salary, but like I could be making more money doing something else. Let's just be real. Also, just don't really have like the energy that I used to have for things that supposed to matter to educators, like team builders and showing like a lot of enthusiasm, fake enthusiasm, and just like a lot of peopling is very draining for me, and I want to have energy for other things. And then if I'm being real, like I had come to the point this year, I've only been working a few weeks, but I carry my car key around with me because I never know what's gonna pop off. We've had like threats that weren't, you know, they found them to be I don't know the word I'm looking for, where they weren't real, right? Like they were fake or faux threats, but we've had threats at school. There was a kid that brought a gun to school one day that like, and he wasn't planning to do anything with it, but he had it, and it was just like these things, like, you know, just really are unnerving. And after 10 years, I think it's time for me to like move on and do something different. So if you have a job, feel free to like hit me up. But I have a lot of skills. Educators are great employees. We have a lot of skills, but it's often hard to like figure out how to best transition those skills. So shout out to all the educators. Shout out to people that are staying in education. I always knew I never wanted to be an educator. I just kind of fell into it and I was good at it and I enjoyed it for a time, but time has ended. So I haven't been making videos because I've been tired, along with kind of like preparing for a new season of BSA, my podcast, Style Anecdotes, which turns 4 on October 12th, which I'm just like really proud of myself for pushing through and like putting out 12 seasons of a podcast, which is like, boom, like the commitment that it takes to do such a thing. Like I have to be proud of myself and celebrate myself for that. But it's also exhausting. I experienced a little bit of burnout with that, but I'm back. And so for this upcoming season, I'm really excited because I'm going to talk to some of my previous guests. Okay, I started BSA in 2020, October of 2020. We were still in the pandemic, you know. My guests at the time, like their style has changed. They've had different life experiences. So I'm looking forward to like doing a recap and like an update with my guests. And I'm also like doing some like bonus interviews for people who subscribe with like people who are in fashion industries but aren't necessarily like a woman. I'm sharing their style story, and so I'm excited about that. But if I'm honest, I'm also very nervous about that. I have my first interview with someone from Women's Wear Daily, which is like, oh, Women's Wear Daily, like I used to look at that all the time about a book. And so I'm like, it's pushing me out of my comfort zone. I've figured out my system for interviewing Black women about their personal style, and so this is pushing me in a new direction. It's also pushing because I'm going to ask people to subscribe to my podcast so that I can afford to like do more, right? Like to make it bigger and better. And so like I'm a person who struggles to ask for help. I think I've shared that before. And so working my way up to like whatever I'm gonna say, to be like, hey, subscribe to BSA or be a member or whatever, and you're gonna get some stuff. I don't know, but I'm working it all out, and so it's just a little overwhelming. And so like doing that, celebrating myself, celebrating BSA, along with a day job. I haven't been here as much as I would like to. I have been on the shorts though, so shout out to those people who do watch my YouTube shorts. Each day I am posting like a how or a why or whatever of like how I put my looks together when I go to work each day. And so it's like a deeper explanation. Did I start with a hat? Did I know I wanted to wear a sneaker? How did I decide to layer? Like, so however, YouTube shorts are only 1 minute, so I did make a video that's longer that goes into more detail of one of my outfits that I'll be sharing soon, and see how y'all like that. And if y'all do, then I'll do a little bit more of that. But I'm just trying to figure it out, and that's the great thing about why I did this page this way, is that I don't want to be like tied to specific content. I'm just sharing my life because like we look on social, we look on YouTube, we look on Instagram, everybody's life is like so figured out. Like I'd be like, damn, their life is everyone's so figured out, they got their shit together. Excuse me for cussing in my church clothes, but like they do. And the fact is, I do not have it figured out, and I want to be real about that. I don't know what I'm doing, but I am trying to enjoy my life as much as I can and live what I consider to be a lovely life. And sometimes living a lovely life means that I am figuring shit out as I go. And so that is what I'm doing with my next season of BSA, as I'm embarking on like trying to grow. And I hope that you'll grow with me. I am going to be launching a YouTube channel for BSA. Well, it's there, so if you want to, you can go to follow Style Anecdotes. It's there, but there's nothing on it. I have decided to delegate and invest a little bit more than I'm already investing in the podcast by like hiring some freelancers through like Upwork. So I'm gonna hire someone to do my YouTube intro, because I tried on Canva, and let me tell you, it wasn't an epic fail, but it just wasn't what I want. Like, it's not the caliber that I want. And then also gonna hire someone to do my episode editing so that I'm not spending so much time on that. Just trying to figure it out, y'all. I promise I'm gonna get it together and it's gonna be great. And then, oh, what else have I been doing? I've been just like around the house, chilling when I can, cooking, you know, doing the usual things. I went to homecoming last night, which was fun. I wasn't going to go to homecoming. I just kind of wanted to lay on my couch because honestly, last week I was tired from my work week. And I was like, I'm just going to lay on the couch, do a few podcast things. I need to upload some stuff to the Etsy shop me and my partner are launching. Like, it's just so many things. So my to-do list is crazy. But I lay on the couch and I was like, you know what? I hear homecoming happening outside. I live close to the university that I graduated from. And I was like, I'm gonna just go. And I'm glad I did. Went for a few hours, not too much, not too little. Did not go out after because I am approaching 40 and just can't be outside like that. I'd be tired, especially after I've been drinking. And so I went with my partner. We had fun, saw some friends. It was great. And then I brought myself back on home and went to bed. Did my Wordle for the night, my strands for the night. I love New York Times strands and Wordle and connections, which I'm not that good at connections, but and the mini, the crossword mini. Those are my little fun little brain games. But anyway, did that and went to bed. Early this week, though, I did do a TV segment, which was really cool, and that had been a few weeks in the making, with Chelsea Edwards at Fox. She has a new show that's kind of like a girl talk show, you know, women talk show, and that was fun to go on there and talk about, like, dressing for joy. I find it to be very important to love what you wear every single day, besides when you're around the house, of course. But like, if you're putting an outfit on, like, I am so big on, like, loving what I wear. I want to feel good about it. Sometimes the outfit is cute, but I don't be feeling good about it, which almost happened today when I went to church, because what I initially wanted to wear with this skirt that I got in Scottsdale didn't quite work out. I was running out of time, and I just made a quick pivot, and at first I was like, but then I threw the vest on, and it gave me that little polish that I needed, and I was back to like, okay, I'm feeling good about this. So big on that, and so it was cool to go and do that TV segment. I've done some TV segments before, but it's been years, probably at least 10 years since I've done TV segments, so that was cool, and I really enjoyed it, and I would love to do more of that. I love talking to people about style, and so that was cool. I've also recently had some inquiries about like styling service and wardrobe consulting, which has been cool, and I'm open to it, but I found people don't be wanting to spend money, and like, I'm not gonna offer my services for free, but so we'll see how these upcoming ones go, which is why I don't always like promote that I will do wardrobe consulting either virtually or in person, because over the years I've just found people not wanting to pay the fee like for my service. They just want me to tell them what to buy or go help them shop for free, and that's just not reality. But I love style. I love helping people find their style. I plan to do a style workshop at some point, just trying to make sure that I have a space that I can afford, and you know, that will also lend itself to like affordable ticket prices and things like that. And so I do want to do one of those hopefully before the year ends, like December maybe, but if not, for sure in the new year. Got a lot of things in my head. But anyway, and I have so many things I want to do, and I post about on Threads, and so I gotta just make myself take it like one step at a time, right? So that was great, doing the TV segment with Chelsea. I'll let y'all know when it airs. I don't know when it'll air yet, but that was fun. What else did happen? I've been going to some family events. I guess my family, I don't know, they thought I was feeling away. I hadn't been going to like the birthday parties and the family functions a lot. I just be like, I really value my alone time, especially when I do a lot of work where there's just so many people. Like, being able to sit at home is like a luxury for me, and so I value like doing that. And then also like just working on having extra projects, you know, I just feel like, okay, it's the weekend, I'm at my house, you know, or whatever, or I'm hanging with like a very small group of people. My family is big. Like, my mom has 12 siblings. We got a lot of cousins, so sometimes I can't do the family, but I love them to death. And so I've been going to some family functions, which has been nice. Some little kid birthday parties, been in Auntie Raquel mode, which is always cute. do want to spend more time with my friends' kids, just because they're so cute and they're growing and they're learning new words, and little babies are getting more chunky and things like that. So I need to find time for that. I don't know what that's gonna look like. Also, I have not been sewing. I'm gonna go to a sewing lesson because I just haven't been sewing at my house. I don't know how people have kids and then be like still doing other stuff. Like, I just don't know how y'all do it. I just want to have a kid, and if I do, I'm gonna have to give up some stuff, give up my job or something, so that I can be well-rounded. So, anywho, the last thing I want to talk to y'all about today in my life recap, lovely update, whatever we're gonna call it, is this week I've had some instances where it made me think about some of my pet peeves, and just figured I'd share some of my pet peeves with y'all. And so one of them, so I can't stand, is when like people who don't know you try to like crack a joke that involves you. And it's like, you don't know me to be joking about me, right? Like, I was at work the other day, and there's an officer that I had never seen before. We have like a rotation of officers. And I walk into the office, I never seen his name before. I'm trying to get my little printer, my little flyers printed in color. And he's like, oh, who went in, or like somebody went into the closet of Erykah Badu and Andre 3000. And I was like, this man can't be, like, first of all, like, I was cute. You can go look at that outfit, it was fly. But anyway, I was like, who is this nigga? Really? That's what I said in my head. And so I didn't say anything. I'm still just working, looking at my papers or whatever. And so he's like, oh, I guess you didn't hear me. And I said, actually, I did. I just don't respond to dumb shit. And he was like, oh, my bad. And like, I don't know you to be joking about me. Like, my guy, we joke on each other, whatever. He make jokes, whatever. That's cool. He knows me. I love him. I fuck with him. Yes, we can joke and it's cool. I don't know you. And I feel like I see people doing that, not necessarily like in person, even online. Like, you making jokes about people with them, like you think you know. You don't know these people. You don't know someone in person, know someone online. You cannot be out here, let's say some sort of comedian person or something. Like, you cannot be out here like making jokes about people like that you don't know. Like, I don't like that. To me, it's rooted in something. And I don't know what it is, but y'all need to work on that if you are guilty of such a thing. Like, we can joke together, and that could become a way of forging a bond over something in general. Or we're joking about, I don't know, the weather. We're joking about a sports team, whatever. That's cool, but don't joke about a person you don't know. And then the other thing is spelling. I did too. I have a thing about people's pronunciation of people's names, mine and others, but also about like spelling people's names. I see people all the time, especially in my job, allow like students and adults to mispronounce their name, and they'll just give them like an abbreviated name. And I'd be like, no, like, make these people say your name correctly. Like, there is nothing wrong with saying, actually, my name is not Rachel, my name is Raquel. Over the years of my life, I've been called Rachel, Rochelle, Rockwell, just a mix of, you know, things that start with an R and end with an L. And I've had to learn to say, my name is actually Raquel, right? And I want people to do that. Or my last name is not Portia, not Porsche, it's porch, like a porch on a house. Like, I think people should do that. And I hate it when people don't correct people. And I'll be like, correcting people for people. But the other thing is, like, when you see someone wrote you an email and then they have a signature, and then you respond to their email and you spell their name wrong. Like, how hard is it to copy that name? I know that iPhones will autocorrect, right? And that happens, so you give a little grace for that. But then when it happens like multiple times, it's like, are you even just reading to the end of the email? Like, it just becomes offensive to me. Like, I find that so annoying too, because I'm big on, I put a signature everywhere, because I know that Raquel has many ways to spell it, and most of the ways to spell it is not how my mama decided to spell my name. So I think it's important to know who I am when I'm emailing someone, in which entity. I got multiple signatures. I got a Consider Me Lovely signature. I got a Black Style Anecdotes signature. When I had a little shop, which I recently closed, which makes me a little sad, but I may reopen it. But anyway, when I had a shop signature. I have just an everyday signature. I have all these signatures, right? So that you can know who I am and how to spell my name. And then you go and spell it wrong anyway. And this happens so much. And I think that's so annoying. Like, just look at the signature and type the name and try. Just a little effort. Those are my pet peeves. And I think that's the end of my lovely update for today. I hope that as you go into this week, that you are going into this week knowing that you are awesome and you are amazing, and wherever you are, you deserve to take up that space. And you know what? I am taking my own advice because I have been feeling like some imposter syndrome about like where things are headed with my podcast, and I am taking my own advice and acknowledging that I deserve to take up the space that I am taking up with BSA. I deserve to be there. I deserve to talk to the people I'm talking to. I deserve that. So I'm taking my own advice, okay? So anyway, I hope y'all have a great week, and I will be back at some point with another update. It won't be a weekly recap realistically, but I'm gonna be back, and I do plan to get that video up where I go into detail about the outfit I wore to work one day, where I went into like a lot of detail about like how the details and everything came together. Also, just get into this skirt real quick, y'all. I got this skirt when I went to Scottsdale at the antique shop, which I'm gonna make my Scottsdale recap at some point. But it is just so good. It is layered over like a vintage skirt, but I just love this so much, and I can't wait to play around with this and wear it in many ways. Anyway, I'm on a ramble. Y'all have a great week. I'll see y'all next time.